These 4 years I've met some really amazing people. As much as I hated it, it was what I knew, what I was used to. And I hope that the same things that held me back in high school do not hold me back in college. These moments have been a big part of defining who I am and who I will become. Back at it again to reflect on the last 9 months of my life. Still looking ratchet, of course. But going into this year, the only cliche in my head was college changes you. And of course, like, your life is kind of flipped upside down. Like, your whole schedule changes. I went from being in school 8 hours a day, not to mention like an hour commute collectively. So that was taking up a lot of my time. Extracurriculars too. And then I go into college and I'm in class for 3 hours a day. I eat, work out, and then I'm left with so much time, and it's like, do I do my homework or do I not? And most of the times it was, I'm not gonna until like 8 o'clock at night when I have to be up again in the morning at 8 a.m. basically. So it was really weird getting used to that shift and trying to train myself to still be a productive human being. But with all that free time and freedom in general, I did so much, and it's really weird to think about, because in my opinion, I am definitely a sheltered child. I just got so country. And I haven't experienced that much in my life, but when I entered college, I started to do more things on my own. I mean, I really had no other option. Didn't have that many friends, and my friends, they have their own lives too. So sometimes I just had to do things on my own, which was really weird for me, because normally I would just like be like, oh, I just not gonna do it, I guess. Unless it's shopping. I always go shopping by myself. But this time around, I got on the train myself, navigated around the city myself. I mean, I still shopped by myself. So, but I just explored, and that's something that I always wanted. Like, I love to explore, and I especially love being in the city where there's so much to do. Even beyond that, though, I did stuff at school too. I mean, I went to that disco, silent disco, and went to events like the Stars Retreat, and I don't know, probably more, but I can't remember all the things. But besides those things, I had even more fun and did even more with my friends. This past 9 months, I've been out so much, and I've just been thriving, you know. Sometimes it definitely would get stressful, you know, because homework is a thing, and trying to be academically successful is a thing. But I mean, we learned how to skate. We went out on the town so much. We ate so much good food and just had so many laughs and just talked and just whatever. And it was really great, like, having all those fun times. Like, honestly, shout out to M3, because this year probably would not have been as worth it without them. Still, even as much fun as I had, I still had a really hard time, and I feel like both the good times and the bad times have shifted me so much. I mean, I had so much inner turmoil this year. I know the last video I was talking about, I don't want to compare myself to others anymore, but I kind of foreshadowed myself in a negative way, because I compare myself even more, because there's more people and there's more different people from you, and it's just like this whole new world. And now I'm looking at everyone else and I'm like, oh, I don't really match up to these people sometimes. But it definitely changed what I was comparing myself to. I mean, before it was like, how much friends do I have? How often do I go out? What do I look like? Who likes me? So childish. I mean, I'm just like a year older, but still so childish. But this time I was like, oh, these people are more successful than me. Oh, these people are more intellectual than me, better way with words, better leaders. They're going places. They have so many achievements, and I never really experienced that because in high school I was good. I was doing good with my life. I mean, still there were people that were doing better than me, but I was chilling because I wasn't too far behind those people. But in college, man, I just be looking around like, what am I doing so wrong? Like, let me tell you, I had so many setbacks. I got my first C in like 3 years in a class. Like, I was rejected for the RA position. I was rejected for 2 jobs, I think. Like I said, I got that C, and I'm just like, damn, like, am I ever gonna be anything? I was rejected for a leadership position. I'm just like, am I ever gonna be anything in life? Like, what do I do to be better? And then beyond that, like, me being an overthinker, I just would lay in my bed at night and think about all the places I fucked up and all the things that are wrong with me. And I would get so mad at myself for being that way. I mean, I'd be mad at myself for not being more, up, not upfront, confrontational. I'd be mad at myself for being a procrastinator, or for giving up, or for not putting my 1,000% effort into things, or for not pushing myself socially. So I was just going through it, and I would always have a crisis. And let me tell you, the center of all, like, that would send me crashing down into my like little crisis times where I'd be like so sad and so stressed. And it was when I got that email every month. Oh, here's your next amount due for your tuition payments. And I'd be like, oh yeah, back to reality. I have things that I have to pay for. I have a future that I have to look after. I am not doing the things I can do to secure my future better. So then I would just send all these thoughts into my head and like send all this stress into me. And I already be having anxiety. And then that creates anxiety more for me because it's just reminding me how like undetermined the future is. So I would just be stressed, but in the midst of all that I'd be having fun. So I just like was all over the place constantly. And then just beyond even myself and all my issues with myself, there was shit going on around me. I mean, I was learning so many things about Loyola, negative things. And then my dad's constantly telling me I made the wrong decision in the school that I picked, and then Loyola is having police brutality shit going on, not paying their workers, and then I also have to deal with the fact that I'm going to a predominantly white institution, so I have to deal with not seeing my face and having to feel like I constantly need to disprove these stereotypes about my people, and then sometimes feeling like I don't even belong with my fellow black people. I mean, I wanted to join the Black Cultural Club, and then I talked myself out of it. So it's just like I was struggling. Truly, I needed both of those times because nowadays I really am trying to push myself to be this better, more successful person. And yeah, I still have to work on that. I mean, I have all these goals and aspirations, but I still have to work on changing myself so I can really achieve those things. And then it just taught me like to really value your time and to truly look after your future. Like, don't just go all willy-nilly, and that some things aren't worth it, and to listen to your parents. And it's definitely made me a lot less lazy. I still procrastinate, definitely, but definitely less. And the most important thing I think that I learned throughout these 9 months was to put myself first. I was like crying by myself, like in my bed at my mom's house during winter break, because I just realized like I was putting myself into others too much. I mean, friends and family and whoever else. I can't do shit if I'm not happy or in a good state for anyone else. So I just realized it's about me. It's about focusing on myself and doing what's right for me and figuring out what even is right for me in the first place. And that's just like where I'm at in my journey. Another two good things though to come from that realization, and honestly like that was kind of like a sad moment for me, and now it's like a good thing though, was that I started journaling, which has been such a great relief for every time that I'm stressed. Even such like a good thing to like look back on when I'm recording like good memories. And it made me want to start learning sign language, which will be super beneficial for me in my future. So yeah, that was good. That is really good. But yeah, I have so much more that I wrote down in preparation for this, but I'm gonna put that down below, the extended version. I don't know who would care to read that, but it'll be down below. So that has been the last 9 months of my life that have honestly fit into that cliche. I do not think I'm completely the same person at all, but I don't regret anything. Although some of my decisions have caused me stress, you can't go back. And honestly, I had to go through them to get to where I am right now. But with that being said, when I look back, I won't really remember the hard times. I'll remember the happy times, the laughing. So, here's to the good times.